Good evening. It is 5:15 p.m. on March 18th. Welcome to our special Board of Directors meeting. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Director Bocanegra has our land acknowledgement.
Thank you. The land acknowledgement. Evergreen Public Schools resides on the traditional lands of the Chinookan peoples and the Cowlitz tribe. They have lived on and cared for this land and its waterways since time immemorial. We thank them for their stewardship and make this acknowledgement to open a space of recognition, inclusion, and respect for all Indigenous students, families, and staff in our community.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda is to adopt the agenda. Is there a motion?
I move to adopt tonight's agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Director Perkins moves to adopt the agenda as presented, seconded by Director Bocanegra. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Was so moved. The next item on our agenda is matters reserved for board action, approval of our superintendent contract.
I move that we approve the superintendent's contract between Evergreen School District number 114 and Dr. Christine Maloney.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion to approve our superintendent contract between Evergreen School District number 114 and Dr. Christine Maloney. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I want to just mention that Dr. Maloney's been exemplary, I feel, in her work the last 8 months, and she's also been busy repairing some very badly damaged relationships. And looking at the levy, I'm not quite sure if John Boyd was still here, if that levy would have passed, but I think Christine could take as a feather in her cap that levy passing. I think her work in repairing those relationships really helped with the community. And also looking at, John, I think John, if he was still here, would be looking at his contract, I think, coming up, right? It probably ended, I think, would have ended in June, if I'm not.
They're reviewed every year.
Oh, every year. Okay. Yeah. And, when I was running for school board, I ran saying, administration was, too highly paid. And, with John, if he already had that contract in place, but I would be looking to lower that salary that he had probably to about $270,000. And, and looking at this salary, I think Christine deserves more than that, but I'm just not sure I can go quite as high as this is. So, and beyond that, the separation agreement, I ran also, have been concerned about that. 2 of the last 3 superintendents, when they left, we ended up paying out $570,000 because of those separation agreements. So I know I'm been told, well, we have to have them. I've talked with other school board directors around the state, and some have said, well, we just signed our superintendent to a 1-year contract, and I understand that's a risk too. We don't want to lose a good superintendent because we're only signing him to a 1 year. So it's a hard place to reconcile, but I just will leave it at that. So that will affect my vote, I'm afraid. So thank you.
Jackie, did you want to speak to some of the reasoning behind the salary component? And then also I wanted to say that, a 3-year contract is the norm. I think that's the norm within the state. And to get a super qualified candidate like Christine is, I feel like 3 years is warranted. I also feel like the clause for, I guess we would want to call it a severance or whatever if that happened, which I have every confidence to believe that it won't, and it won't come to that, that it protects really both parties, and it's language that's in those contracts for protection of the person taking the position. And there's clauses in there too that protects the district.
I agree with that. Also, the salary, I think, is warranted given what she's currently making, what would be, if she was continuing with us, her
IPD raise, and she has a doctorate and a superintendent certificate. And those things, based on comparisons to like-sized districts, I think we came in where we should.
And I don't even think we're even near the top. Is that correct?
No, we're not.
Yeah,
at the top.
correct.
If we base it on the salary comparisons that we examined as we built the position, gosh, what's that called? The job posting, that the salary proposed in the contract is appropriate for us. And it comes as, in part, a signal of just how impressed I am with the level of accomplishment that Dr. Maloney has achieved since July of last year in really making our workspaces and the working climate in the ASC a much more collaborative and much more peaceful professional place than it might have been in the past. And that's become easier to see as the months have gone on. Those, and I'm speaking as I guess, together with Jackie, the folks who onboarded and collaborated with her in getting things started. And I've had to actually bite my tongue while we're going through the superintendent search process. I didn't want to step on the scales or anything by saying just how impressed I was and just how happy I was that we have someone like Dr. Maloney in a leadership position here. I think it's already paying off very well. And I'm very confident in her leadership abilities and in the value of those abilities that we recognize through salary and also through other means. And those means today are, I'm really impressed. I'm really happy that she applied, and she's certainly the strongest of the 25 candidates that we reviewed.
29.
29, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, Rob,
low.
I completely echo what you're saying. And Dr. Maloney, I've been super impressed with your leadership from day one. And, you know, she took a chance on us because not easy to come into a role like we had for interim and have the hurdles that needed to be encountered. And without a guarantee that you're going to be the person, knowing that we're going to do a full search and stepping up to every occasion, including the superintendent search process, and really standing out as the best candidate.
Yeah, I thank my board members. I think I've been swayed to change my direction I was going. So, and looking at the levy, I mean, how much impact was that to the district? I mean, we would have had to have, probably another 8-10 million in budget cuts had the levy failed.
Probably a lot more than that.
More, possibly even another 20 million, I guess. So, you know, when I think of that, I can go forward with this. So, thank you.
Go ahead.
As someone that worked on the contract, I have no concerns with it. I would just like to say, I reiterate what all of my fellow board members have said. The past couple of months working with Christine have been enjoyable, and even through all of the hard times. But in the interest of time, I would just like to say thank you to all of the other people that applied for the position as well. I know it wasn't easy to come in front of all 5 of us. We can be a little intimidating sometimes. So I just thank you to all of the other 28 candidates that applied for the position, and thank you.
Can I say one more thing? I want to thank everybody that participated in our surveys, our community feedback. I thought last week was really nicely done, and so thank you to all the staff who participated and helped us with that as well.
That was really good work.
And that weighed into the decision for me as well. I know the students, I was expecting it to kind of maybe go towards Dr. Kishimoto, but it really was pretty even, actually. And the teachers, I felt, was probably going to go towards Dr. Maloney, and that was the case. So, I mean, just looking at the input that we got from the community, it really, she came out on top, so.
I do want to thank everyone who was a part of our process, the community, families, students, teachers, staff. Thanks for leaning into the process with us. It was a long year, going from the interim search to this process, but I think we have a really great, we've made a really great choice. So I'm going to take this to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So the next item on our agenda is introducing our new superintendent. Could you please come up, Dr. Christine Maloney?
Now you can sit in your seat.
Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. I am so honored to be selected as your permanent superintendent. And then listening to all of the things you just said, I mean, I've shared with you that I have a passion for education and a heart for students, and that truly is who I am and what I'm about. And I love being here at Evergreen. I've shared before, this is my dream job coming in as an interim superintendent. And I felt that I had the right skills and the right relationship building experiences and leadership experience to really come in and help support the direction that Evergreen is going. And I am so thrilled to continue to be a part of this community. It's fantastic. I love it. My family is here. They live in Vancouver. We all live in Vancouver, and my son goes to Mountain View. And
You mind actually introducing them?
oh, I don't mind at all. Okay, so my son came straight from track practice. So Jonathan is over there in his workout gear for track, and he's a junior at Mountain View. His passion right now is pole vaulting, so he's pretty good. So if you're missing seeing me somewhere, I may be at the track meet, just FYI. And sitting next to him is my mother, Judith Ginther, and she has come to live with us. So, and then next to her is my husband, David. Yeah. So we've been married 26 years now. Yeah. And my daughter, I'm hoping she's on Zoom. She's at PLU studying to be an art teacher.
Oh.
Yes, and my mom's a retired teacher, by the way. Yeah, just so you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's the family. Thank you. Again, I am so honored to be here and be part of this community, and I'm looking forward to all the great things that we're going to be able to accomplish together, and the relationships that I've built already. This feels like home, and it is home to me. So thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. We're really happy to have you. We have, the next item on our agenda is board comments, but I feel like we've all mostly said our piece. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight to celebrate this with us. We're very excited to look toward the future. I know that you're the kind of person who's going to put every student first and make sure that every student gets the equitable education that they deserve. It's something that we all believe in, and we know that you believe in it too. So thank you. It is 5:28 p.m., and this meeting is adjourned.